Okay, so what I really want to talk about is this graph here. So you can see it was about 4 million at 19th of May. Before that it was actually higher, around 14 million where it is now. But it dropped to basically nothing, or almost nothing, for like 2/3 of the month. I'm going to talk a bit about why that is. So we basically spent 2/3 of a month not crawling very much while I was trying to figure out what was going wrong. But along the way we built some useful tools to help. So the first thing that we built was this, which tells us for each domain how many pages we crawled. Out of those, how many were successful, because I wasn't sure if we were just trying to crawl pages and failing. Then how many links we extracted from that domain, how many of those were actually new links, so ones we hadn't seen before, and then how many we were actually storing in the index for that domain. So this is a fair bit of work to get these stats, but I think they're pretty interesting anyway, and they're going to be useful debugging the crawling going forward. So this is pretty cool. So we can see that now for GitHub we're doing pretty well. Like today we crawled 144,000 pages. Most of those were successful. We're getting a decent number of links, and a lot of those are new. Not a large proportion, but a significant proportion. Whereas if we look at, for example, archive.org, we're crawling a decent number of pages and much fewer of them are successful. We're getting a decent number of links, but hardly any of them are new, so that's annoying. We do have a decent number of pages in the index for archive, so that's good. So yeah, the question was really, when we were here, what was going on? And it took me ages to figure out that this is basically just a feature of how we were crawling at the time. So we had the policy that once we'd crawl the page, we'd basically never crawl it again unless I reset the index or something. And we also didn't remember all the URLs we'd seen. We only remember the top URLs for each page. And basically what that means is at some point you run out of URLs because you're only seeing potentially only seeing URLs that you've crawled before. So we originally did remember all the URLs, but the problem was that took up a very large amount of disk space, and it got incredibly slow trying to query the URLs database. So what we did is replace that with a Bloom filter, which allowed us to remember what we have crawled, but it's no good at telling us, what we haven't crawled. And instead we just remembered when we get some new links in, we just say, oh, these are better than the ones we currently got, so we chuck some away. And so instead of trying to go back to remember all the links, or a much larger number of them, what we decided was just to crawl things more than once. And you can see that's what's happening over here. So we're crawling a bunch of pages that we've probably seen before, so probably a large number of these we've seen before, but we're extracting some new links from that. Probably a lot of these links are because we're crawling the same pages again. So it's slightly inefficient, which is annoying, but it seems to be working okay for now. So basically what we do now is we prefer new pages. So if we find new pages, we'll crawl them. But if we run out of new pages to crawl, we'll just crawl some old stuff and hope that we find some new links. So that was the solution. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.